Hi, everybody. Lex Gray here. Welcome back to another episode of the Lone Rowsdower. This is episode 5. Now, it's been 6 days, so my apologies. Work has been crazy, which is good. Keeps the roof over my head. So, I want to install a new mechanic, a house mechanic, for each location. So essentially, in order to close off this one-shot slash short campaign, I don't know how long it's going to go, but so this mechanic will help ensure that this does not go on forever. So, every location that Rowsdower arrives to, or at least is close to getting to, I'm going to roll a percentile dice. And the question will be, is Sartorus's cult here at this location? And I'll roll at or below the percentage. It's a yes. Obviously, 10 or less is a strong yes. 90 or more, it's a strong no. But every location, if it's a no, that increases the next location's chance by plus 10%. I'm not sure how I'm going to affect the percentage with the extreme no. I might not even include the extreme no. We'll play that one by ear. But essentially, I figure that this is fair to imply or apply for each location. So, Rowsdower just arrived to a coastal town that's in a bay. And I see there's a title here on the card, which I didn't see in the last episode. But we're going to write that down, and then we're going to roll to see if Sartorus's cult is here based on the Game Master's perspective, knowledge, and that includes, obviously, you guys. That excludes Rowsdower himself. So, the Bay of, it's right here, Belfalas. So, we'll just copy that over here, Belfalas. And 50% roll, so let's see what happens if the cult is indeed here. That's 28, so that is a yes. They are here. Now, it does not mean this will end. It does not mean we will encounter them. We don't know yet, but they will be here, which would increase the likelihood that we will encounter the cult. So keep that in mind. Okay, now, to make this more procedural, to minimize the tangents, the potential of roleplay tangents, I'm going to draw 2 or 3 cards at most for each location. And we will create the story with those 3 cards. So, also, I reduced the refresh to 2 because there's one rule I overlooked. When you have more than 2 stunts, you sacrifice refresh per additional stunt. So 2 stunts typically. If you have 3, you reduce your refresh to 2. If you have 4, down to 1. That's how it's supposed to work. So I'm going to honor that mechanic, and we're down to 2, so I don't have 2 of the fate points. Now, let's draw a card to see if we encounter anything with the first of the 2 or 3. Okay, so Wall of Junk. It is a wall. That's how I see it. So I'm going to move over this here. I'll keep the refresh coins there. And the first card of, again, 2 or 3, depending on how things go, Defender. So Rowsdower encounters a obstacle. Okay, this obstacle could be the guards, the city guard of the Bay of Belfalas. So let's say it is the city guard. So this is the first card, city guard. Okay, and they are asking him what his intentions are visiting. Maybe they have some issues. They've had some crime, increased crime rate, what have you. So keeping it simple, Rowsdower encounters the city guard, and he has to explain his intentions or lie or something. I'm going to say that knowing Rowsdower as a character from the movie The Final Sacrifice, which this is all based off, kind of based off, let's look at the aspects and might be able to give an option here. Essentially what we're rolling for. So reluctant hero of dark past, haunted by fire regret, false hope brings his family back, knows the wild roads. So I'm thinking that he probably knew about that there would be guards here. So I'm going to give that a +2 to him, which we can spend an aspect point to use a +2. But since I can't, as a player, I cannot have knowledge that, oh, the cult is here, I'm going to save my aspect points. I cannot do that. I have to remain biased from our character's point of view. So let's look at our stunts here. Nothing really points out Nothing really pops out of of this list here. The map is here, map of Ziox, which is something I retconned from what Mike Pepper gave to Rowsdower as a gift. It was a pearl, or it was some kind of blue orb, but I changed it to the actual map. So maybe Rowsdower is going to keep things simple, not lie, but kind of deceive or simplify his explanation. Let's just say he's here to shop around. He's looking for merchandise. And he's not wrong. He is looking for merchandise. The merchandise is the city, the hidden kingdom of Ziox, the city of Ziox, which he thinks it's here, or maybe he's looking for something here that will help him find. So we are kind of here without a goal or without an immediate purpose, but the goal is to find the city before Sator's. I think that this Bay of Belfalas is a good point to gear up, possibly rest. He needs to just sit down and relax and just find maybe a pub or a pub, essentially a tavern, or ask around if the cult's been through here. So he's thinking the cult has been through here. They are here right now, as we know as the game master. But Rowsdower thinks, just based on experience, no role required, that they might be here. So let's see if that role convinces the guard to let Rowsdower through. Maybe the guard does have some he does have some ill will towards Rowsdower due to his appearance. Again, he's not the most appealing or the most presentable, but he's a traveler, so maybe the guard understands why he's here, but perhaps they've been ordered to minimize the entry of outsiders. So let's go to the table and roll. I could say this is an opposing roll, but I'm going to say it's a set difficulty. There's no real chaotic moment happening at the moment, which opposing rolls would be more justified to use. But this is a controlled moment. So that's not necessarily, I don't think that's really necessarily a game mechanic. That's just something I'm implementing right now. So charisma is nothing, so he's not going to use charisma. I'm going to use the fate point to spend, and it is going to be knows the wild roads and worst places. So essentially, he's just saying he needs a place of rest, and he knows that there is a tavern here with a great bunk bed or a great food, stuff like that. So he uses that to his advantage. So +2. Difficulty will be +2 to start. So let's see what happens. Oh, flat out, it's a tie. So yeah, 2-2, it's a tie. So let's see, it was a +2. The roll was a +2. So that is a tie. Now, oh, right, I'm sorry. This new thing here, this little like half glass, it is a way to tell what the difficulty is and what I rolled. Based on earlier, you guys see the set difficulty of the percentage, and that's what I rolled. So just FYI, I'm going to try to keep that consistent. I can't make any promises as always, but I'm going to try to keep that, at least in this episode, to help detail moments that there is a roll happening. So it is a tie, which means a tie is succeed at minor cost. Well, let's see what the minor cost is. And draw another card. The minor cost is here, so that is pretty gruesome. Heart. Okay, basically the guard tells him not to do anything, not to try anything stupid. He's allowed to pass, but they got an eye on him because they don't typically allow outsiders here during this time of day, perhaps. But he says, his story was convincing. Just go on through, do what you got to do, but don't spend too much time here. We cannot guarantee your safety. I think that's how how I'm interpreting this heart that's on top of some kind of podium of sorts. Yeah, he just says, don't spend too much time here. It's not too safe. We cannot take care of you, kind of situation. So basically, don't spend too much time here. This is the guard speaking. Time here. Make it quick, essentially. Okay, so we'll trash the heart card here. All right, the next card we'll draw is what happens as Rowsdower will proceed into town, and let's say he encounters the next card here. Okay, so this is easy. It says human mercenary. It could be an issue. Sterling Keykeeper, but I believe he is able to get I'm stopping when I've stopped in my tracks here because this could be a cult member or it could be a storekeeper, a shopkeep, because of that 50% from earlier. And our roll was almost half. Let's roll to see if this is a member of the cult or just a shopkeep. Like he was able to get to the store to refresh, to buy some things, or it was indeed a cult member of the Sator's, a member of Sator's cult. I'm going to roll percentile. I'm going to say 50-50 because, again, there's that chance right here. This 50 should be a good indicator for anything cult-related in this scene here, this location. So let's roll 50 or less. It is indeed a cult. Okay, it's not. Okay, so it is a shopkeep. So he is at a shop. And we have to assume that Rowsdower is just replenishing his goods. Replenishing his goods. I'm sorry, that's just wrong. Replenishing his merchandise. That doesn't sound good either. Okay, he's restocking his inventory because in this game you really don't track everything. You know, common wear, or common like clothing or rations or anything like that. That's not really part of Fate's mechanic or umbrella. But we do have merchandise or inventory listed. So I've got blades, scarred round shield, worn long sword, heavy cloak, travel flask, family necklace, which is important to him. So I'm saying that maybe Rowsdower is here to get his weapon, get a new weapon. He's tired of the worn weapon. He thinks if he encounters a cult, he needs a not a brand new, but a lightly used shield and a sword, which would help with any potential encounters. So the shopkeep, basically, what I'll do here, does the shopkeep have what Rowsdower is looking for? I think 75% chance. He does. Okay, so we don't really track merchandise, currency or gold pieces. I'm trying to think of a way to do that on here. What I can do is spend a fate point to do so, and he can get both of what he needs. So let's see. Now it's just a round shield and a sword. It's no longer worn or scarred. So he has a general long sword and a general shield. They're no longer worn out, but we sacrifice the fate point to do that. So I think that's fair to do that. Okay, so on to our next location or area within the Bay of Belfalas. All right, next card. The third card will be for this scene here. It's nighttime, okay? So, let's see. I'm going to put down a bot, sword, and shield. Or traded, maybe traded it. Partially traded. We'll do plus on that. Okay, check mark. It means it's done. And now we have the third encounter for the night for this location. Okay, so that bird, because it's the final card, someone is tracking Rowsdower. Doesn't have to be a bird. It can be a scout for the cult. It could be cool. So no roll. This is going to be a member of the cult. So I will say that. No roll required because this is the last card in this location. Okay, so there is someone following Rowsdower, and it is a member of the cult. All right. Now, how are they going to approach? Are they going to attack or follow? 50% chance they're going to follow. That's a no. They're going to attack. Uh-oh. Things are getting dark. Literally and figuratively. So, all right. A cult member attacks. Let's see if it's the whole cult or it's just a handful of extras. I'm going to say... So they attack. Is it a few members? 75% chance? Yep, it is. So perhaps 3 cultists attack. They corner Rowsdower in an alleyway. He just left the shop, and he's on his way to a known tavern that he's been through before, years ago perhaps, in his earlier years, before he became a family man, temporarily. And this cult attacks. Okay, we have a simple scene, and we're going to resolve the scene with some dice rolls. So, the first move will be Rowsdower gets cornered. All right? Cornered, and he has to defend himself. So they will attack him. What we'll do is now it's an opposing roll, because this is a chaotic moment. All right? So I'm grabbing the other dice that I use for the purple dice for enemies. And we have to consider his options here. So he's cornered. He's not ambushed per se, but he's cornered. If that makes sense. He's not like surprised. I guess it is seen as an ambush, but he's not surprised. He's not damaged off the bat. So we're going to use our stunt hardened +2 to defend against physical stress. We can't use any aspects. We're out of fate points. Strength is +3, so we're doing a +5 against this roll. Here we go. Or Constitution +2, sorry. So +4 total against this attack. Wow, so it wasn't such a good roll for them. Our roll was decent. So, what I'll do is this. We'll do, wow, their roll is terrible. It's -2 for them. And we have a +1, +6 total. Sorry, +1, and then a 4 total, 4 extra, so that's 5. Okay, so the difficulty was -2. And our roll was we have this +1 here total with everything considered. So 2 minus 1. And then our +4, so it's going to be a +5. So that is a succeed with style, 3 over the number, well over. So it's a benefit. So it's a 3 succeed with style, plus thrust, check, ++. Okay, so we have to give an extra benefit, so we can do a boost. I think that Rowsdower takes out at least 2 of the extra benefit. You know what? It will just be Rowsdower not only takes out 1, but takes out 2 of these cultists. There's 1 remaining. So he defeats 2 cultists. Okay, so that's good. And now the remaining 1 is left alone. So Rowsdower versus 1 cultist. Okay, so because it was such a hell of a success, I will give a temporary +2 boost for morale. Confidence, essentially. So morale for Rowsdower. All right? Rowsdower boost morale. All right, the cultist, he is following strict orders from Satorus. He says, don't run away. You have to. If not, I will kill you myself kind of situation. So now we're rolling for this final member here. I just thought of a house rule. Even though it was opposing roll and those 4 fake dice represents the entire other side, the other group, I should have did a +1 or so for every member on top of the initial roll. So 3 total members should have been a +2. So again, the first 4, the fake dice itself represents 1 of them, but then you have an additional 2. I'm going to try to remember that next time. So it makes it a little harder, basically. All right, so we're going rolling again. We have a +2 boost, which I will activate, invoke. And he's now using strength. He's fighting back. So it's +3. Not really including an item as a stunt. It's just he has it so he can attack. It does say seen cults before +2. So we're doing a +5 and then a +7 on this roll. Wow, I don't even think it's worth rolling. So here's we got. We have +7, so I need to remember what I have here. What he rolled was... he rolled a lonely -1, which obviously we would win. We rolled a +2, that's 9. That's a hell of a roll. Probably overkill there. But that is a huge boost in confidence because of that roll. He defeats him, no doubt about it. There's really no reason. And on top of that, before finishing him off, or unconscious, if this is PG-13 or not, the cultist Rowsdower tries to get information out of him. So before he finishes him off or like lies to him, says he won't, if you tell me some information, where is Taurus? Kind of, a kind of approach. We'll roll for it. So let's write that down, that this Rowsdower gives an opportunity. The boost will be not confidence, but a boost will be allowed for interrogation. All right, so cult member, because things are no longer chaotic, it's controlled. Rowsdower is in control. I'll give a set difficulty of plus, you know what, just 0, because this member is, well, honor with Satorus. Let's do a +1. He's not exactly that hard of a wall to break down. So our roll will be depending on our charisma, which is nothing, but +2 with our stunt dealing with the cultist before. So this will be a +2, basically static. +2. And that is, well, it flat roll, so it's good enough. So +2. It's a standard success. It's not a tie, it's a standard success, okay? So I will accept that. That is good. So what the guy says, he doesn't divulge too much information. Not like, hey, so basically, he's down there, down that sewer pipe. If you go down there, ask for Satorus, make a right, head down the hall, first door to the left. He doesn't do that. He just says that Satorus is in the city somewhere, and something else. Let's draw a card and see what else he divulges. So again, Satorus, let's see, is here. That's very important. And another card, just because it's a standard success, that he is, oh, I drawn that card before in an earlier video. It's kind of hard to see, interpret this card. Token legendary creature avatar, merit low. Wait, I don't know. It looks like it's a large sea creature. Oh, near the waterfront. He's near the water. He's near the beach. He says, our base is blank near the water, and something predictable happens. So near the waterfront, while he's talking, doesn't hit Rowsdower, but from a certain angle, an arrow shoots right into his chest, or into his head, and he just falls back. So let's say that the cultist is shot. Okay, there you go. So before he's able to finish where at the waterfront, cultist shot, Rowsdower jumps back, hides behind a barrel, looks around, doesn't see anybody. The arrow came from 100 feet away. It's not worth looking. It's nighttime, etc. So he's done. And there's no other cultists around. So now Rowsdower has to, well, it's up, you gotta figure that out. Does he go rest? Does he go to the waterfront? I think so. I think he does. So here's what happens. Because now Rowsdower has a tip to remain in the city, the Bay of Belfalas, then we reset the card count. So we will remove the 3, and now he makes his way to the waterfront. So that will be our next half of this episode. Okay, so waterfront, location, waterfront. Well, it's more of a sub-location. I'll put sub here. Waterfront. Okay, so let's remove this. Let's see if he encounters any issues getting there. So he makes his way there. Oh my, yeah, so basically, I think this could be bad. Look, there's like several people, you have several of these, I think they're human soldiers, looks like. Is this a Lord of the Rings card? I can't really tell. I don't, they look like orcs there. Anyways. Orcs, yeah, there's a mass orcs 1. Okay, anyways, there is an obstacle, and that obstacle is actual people. So now, is it the cult? Let's increase our chance to 60%. So I'm going to, is it cult? So 60% chance. Our roll is the following. Yes, it is. 39. Yes. Okay, so 2 cultists appear. Now, do they know? I think Rowsdower is being smart here. I don't think just walks in and say, "Hey guys, here to kick your ass. Where's Satoris?" I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's just he's going to be stealthy. He's not exactly a he's not a an assassin or a thief class here, but I think he's smart enough to approach the waterfront with some stealth, with some style. So, or not with style, with some yeah, with some stealth, which would be dexterity. Yeah. So let's roll for it. So this card represents our upcoming obstacle, and I'm allowing Rouser the chance to roll so he can surprise them. So he obviously is near where there is some cultists just kind of standing post. So let's remove these dice there, and I'm going to roll +2 dexterity. And again, compared to Rousdower in the movie, +2 on dexterity is being very generous. I guarantee it if you've seen the Final Sacrifice episode. So we're doing +2. He knows the cult, so he knows their behavior. That's a +4. The obstacle will be, I'm going to say it's tough. Let's say it's +3. A good chance. So good. We got to be a +3 of a +4 in the roll itself. That's a 3. So 3 against 3. So our difficulty was, I forgot to write that down, +4. We rolled a +1 plus the 4 is 3. So, oh, shoot. I'm sorry. No, I chose good, which was 3. So it's a tie. Okay, so he is able to sneak past them, but he makes a noise and they become alerted. So like Agent 47 or, Hitman games, they're alerted. There's the exclamation mark and they're looking around. So they are alert. So let's write that down. That Rousdower, he snuck past, but made a noise. And now the cult is alerted. All right, there we go. So let's roll to see what the guards, or let's draw a card to see what the guards do. This will be the second card of the 3 for this current location. The guards, yeah, they go out looking for, the wolf represents the look, so they are looking for Rousdower. So we need to roll to see if he can escape them searching around. So this will be another stealth roll, 2 plus dexterity, and the usual seen cultist before. And I think that's all I can do, really. Yeah, so +4 in this roll. Here we go. Oh, you know what? No, this will be opposing roll. So here we go. Let's grab the purple dice. And I will do a group roll here. Here we go. We have a +4 total. Wow, we've been rolling a little better than they have today. So they rolled a -3. We rolled the initial +4 plus our roll of 1. So that's a 5. There we go. So 5 over -3 is huge. That will get back our fate point. I really think that's worth it. And he's able to sneak by, and the benefit is he finds the entrance to the hideout. And I think it's probably some abandoned, what do you call it? The master quarters office, essentially. So, yeah, I think he found the entrance to their hideout or their current area of operation. So he snuck past and found Satoris' hideout. Okay. And I think I'm going to end it there because he's at the front door. It says welcome on the mat, and Satoris is not here. Please come back in 5 minutes. But essentially, he has found it. And now, is the city of Ziox here? I have a few ideas what to do with that. Again, loosely based on, very loosely, this is like dark fantasy, very loosely based on the Final Sacrifice of the 90s compared to back then, thousands of years ago or hundreds of years ago. So, yeah, that's really it. I think that's a good point to stop. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and my apologies, I have not been actively uploading this week. I'm surprised I'll be able to today, but I just was eager to continue, and that's going to be it. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything at the moment. Let's summarize. I almost forgot to do that. Usually I like to summarize. Rowsdower is at the front door of Satoris hideout. It's more a note for me than anything. So let's fix that up there. When I write too fast, I write terribly. Hideouts. Satoris' hideouts. There we go. All right. So that's going to be it. Please feel free to subscribe, like, share, and comment, and ring that bell. And as always, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.